Have you ever sat in a room full of people and still felt invisible? It's a strange kind of loneliness, and the kind that doesn't come from being alone, but from not being truly seen. Maybe your children call, but the conversations are brief. Maybe you walk through your neighborhood and no one really looks up. Or maybe you've simply noticed how the world has gotten louder while your voice has gotten softer. If that's you, if you felt like life is quietly passing by and you're watching it from the edges, I want you to know, you are not alone. There are so many of us, especially after 60, who carry that quiet ache. We spent years being needed, as parents, as workers, as partners. And then one day, it's like the spotlight moved on, and we were left in the shadows, wondering if anyone still sees the person we've always been. This video was made for you, not to fix you or tell you what to do, but to simply sit beside you in that feeling. To remind you that even in the silence, your life still speaks. Your presence still matters. So if you're carrying that weight of being unseen, unheard, or slowly forgotten, please stay with me. Let's take this moment together. Let it be a soft place to rest. A reminder that your story hasn't ended. And you, dear friend, are still beautifully here. Let's begin. It happens slowly, doesn't it? One day, you're the one everyone comes to, for advice, for help, for comfort. Your days are full of movement, your name is called often, and your presence feels needed. Then, over time, those calls grow fewer. The questions stop. People stop asking how you feel or what you think. You're still here, but the world seems to look right past you. After 60, many of us start to feel like we've become background characters in our own lives. Our children build lives of their own, and they should. But sometimes that leaves us quietly wondering where we fit now. The workplace that once gave us purpose may be gone. Friends move away or pass on. Even those who love us may begin to overlook the depth of who we are, as if the richness of our lives has faded with our age. But here's the truth, and it's one I want you to hold close. You are not invisible. The world may move quickly, but that doesn't erase what you've lived. Your story didn't end when the children grew up or when the job ended. If anything, you carry more history, more wisdom, and more quiet strength now than ever before. You are not someone fading into the background. You are the foundation so much was built on. You've endured hardships, celebrated quiet victories, and made countless sacrifices no one may ever fully see. But you see them, and they are real. Your presence still carries weight, even if the world doesn't say it out loud. You still have value, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. And that matters deeply. So before we go any further, I just want to gently say this. You have already lived through so much. And no matter who notices or who doesn't, your existence continues to be a gift, one that deserves to be seen, honored, and loved. There's something we don't talk about often, the way we begin to hide parts of ourselves little by little after we start feeling invisible. Maybe you used to share your thoughts freely, but now you keep quiet, thinking, no one wants to hear from me. Maybe you once wore bright colors, laughed loudly, told stories with pride, and now you move more carefully, speak more softly, shrink a little so you don't seem like a burden. It's like closing the curtains on certain rooms inside us. Not because we want to disappear, but because we've felt ignored too many times. Because when no one looks, it starts to feel safer not to be seen at all. But here's a gentle truth. The world's blindness doesn't make you less real. The fact that others may not notice doesn't mean your light has dimmed. It means they've forgotten how to look, and that's not your fault. You don't have to hide the parts of you that still ache or hope or dream. You don't have to become smaller to stay acceptable. You are not too much. You are not past your prime. You are still a whole person, with feelings that matter, thoughts that count, and a heart that still longs to connect. And maybe now is the time to open those curtains again. Just a little. You've carried stories that deserve to be told. You've had experiences that still hold wisdom. And even if the world doesn't always recognize your worth, that worth remains untouched. You don't need permission to be fully yourself. So if you've been tucking away pieces of your spirit, hoping not to draw attention, I see you, and I gently invite you to return to yourself, to remember the vibrant, complex, wonderful person you are. You are not invisible. You are simply in a world that sometimes forgets how to see clearly, but your truth, your heart, your presence, they shine, whether anyone notices or not. Sometimes feeling unseen isn't just emotional, it's physical too. Our bodies change, and suddenly the world seems to change with them. We move more slowly, our hearing may fade, our steps become careful, and somehow people start looking through us instead of at us. It's not that we've become less, and we've just become less noticed. Doctors may rush through appointments, strangers might speak over us instead of to us. Even those we love might forget to ask how we're really doing. It can feel like aging makes us invisible, like we've slipped into the background of a picture we once stood proudly in. And when our bodies don't work the way they used to, that feeling deepens. It's easy to feel left behind in a world that rewards speed, strength, and youth. But here's something I want you to remember. Slowing down does not make you less valuable. Needing help does not make you weak. Taking up space, even quietly, and still matters. Relationships may shift, too. Children get busy, friends may be gone, and partners may have passed. That emptiness can echo loudest in the quiet hours. But it's not the end of your story. Connection is still possible, even in the smallest ways. A phone call, a smile from a neighbor, a kind word exchanged at the grocery store. These little moments may seem small, but they stitch us back into the fabric of life. And don't forget your relationship with yourself. Caring for your body, even gently, is an act of self-respect. A walk in the sun, stretching in the morning, or even brushing your hair with tenderness. These are ways of saying, I still matter. I am still here. You may not be seen the way you once were, but that doesn't mean you've disappeared. You're still breathing, still feeling, still offering presence. And that presence is worthy of love, care, and attention. From others, yes, but most of all, from you. There's a kind of seeing that goes deeper than what the eyes can hold. It's the kind that lives in the heart, in the quiet spiritual place where we all long to be known, not just by others, but by something greater than ourselves. When the world feels far away or forgetful, many people over 60 begin to turn inward, not out of sadness but out of wisdom, out of a quiet understanding that being truly seen isn't always about being noticed. It's about being understood. And sometimes the one who understands us best isn't another person. It's the stillness within us. It's the presence of God. It's the whisper of peace that shows up in the early morning light or in the silence before sleep. There's something powerful about lighting a candle just for yourself, sitting by a window with a cup of tea, saying a small prayer, even if no one else hears it. These aren't small things. They are sacred reminders that you are not forgotten. Not by life. Not by the spirit that flows through it. You may no longer be at the center of attention, but you are still in the center of being. You still belong to this moment, to this breath, to this day. And if you believe in something beyond this life, whether that's God, the universe, or the deep mystery of the soul, then know this: you are seen there always, not for what you do or what you've achieved, but for who you are. A soul who has loved, suffered, grown, and endured. A soul still glowing even after all these years. You are not invisible to what truly matters. And perhaps in these quieter years, you are more deeply known than ever before. You are being held, not just by memory or by time, but by something timeless. Something that sees you completely and loves you just as you are. So take heart. Even in the stillness, you are not alone. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you, not just for watching, but for being here. Truly here. Sitting with your heart open, even if it's been heavy. That takes courage. And you have it. You may still feel invisible sometimes. That's okay. Those feelings are real. But I hope you leave this moment with a soft truth resting inside you. Being unseen by others does not mean you have disappeared. It does not mean your value has faded or your light has dimmed. You are still becoming, even now, even at this stage in life. Every wrinkle on your face, every memory in your mind, every ache in your bones. They're all part of a life that has meant something. They're not signs of fading. They're proof that you've been here. That you've lived. That you've loved. So as you move through the days ahead, I hope you'll give yourself permission to be seen again. If not by the world, then by the person in the mirror, by your own heart, and by the quiet presence that watches over us all. Speak a little louder, laugh a little freer. Share your stories, even if only with yourself. You are not an afterthought. You are not forgotten. You are still you. Deeply, beautifully, and meaningfully you. And in case no one has told you this today, you are seen. You are valued. You are loved. Thank you for being here.